All right, Temur Tempo. So for those not familiar with some of the Magic jargon, maybe you're newer, haven't heard it before, a Tempo deck in Magic refers to decks similar to Mono Blue aggro, which Tempo tends to mean a deck that has an aggressive slant that also has disruption in it, either in the form of counter spells or protection like Dive Down, removal like Shock and Lava Coil, things like Wizard's Retort, stuff of that nature. So this is a deck that has an aggressive slant of sorts while also having a variety of interaction in it. This is a non-mono red deck that's looking to leverage some risk factors, which maybe when paired with these other threats, we can put enough pressure on for this to be good. My one worry looking at this deck list is that we might not be able to be quite aggressive enough to leverage this card efficiently, but let's dive into some matches and see if that ends up playing out in that manner. I'm really rooting for this Ionize Mystic combination. I am a sucker for Frilled Mystic. It is definitely one of my favorite cards out of the new set that just hasn't had a fantastic home yet, unfortunately. To set a bar low, hopefully this deck is better than Temur Drake's was a second ago. Easy mulligan to start here, unfortunately. Terry into Charter Course would be awesome if any of these other cards were lands, but unfortunately they're not. Oh, Blue Shockland, Blue Shockland, Blue Shockland, Blue Shockland. Remember when Quench was a card? Yeah. Turns out mana weak, not so good. Not so good. Well, we tried. At least it's looking like this is a game where we mulliganed and died, but we drew a bunch of other cards that aren't going to be good anyways. Like, if they're Esper Control, these Lava Coils and Shocks basically aren't going to have text boxes, so you're probably going to have a hard time regardless. I don't want to play Magic anymore. I don't want to play Magic anymore. I played Marty Bus all weekend, so thanks for that. That deck's a total hoot. I agree. There's a land in the sideboard. Love it. Board up into some 6-mana threats. 24 lands now. Like it. Alright, I think the rest of this is fine. Maybe over dive downs or something. Yeah, so like part of the problem with cutting dive downs, we don't have a ton of threat density in our deck, so being able to protect our things seems kind of important. I do really like the idea of Growth Chamber Guardian paired with things like Ionize and Frilled Mystic. In a lot of like the Domri or Temur Climb style decks, post-board, Frilled Mystic with Growth Chamber Guardian has been really good because Growth Chamber Guardian gives us something to do with our mana if our opponent chooses not to play into our counterspell, which is great. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to play Basic Island on one, just in case they have a Duress. Double Spell Pierce in the play here should be pretty good. Get out of here. Stay out of my hand. Not welcome here. Yikes. Okay. Alright. I'm super excited to play this, and then for them to untap and play Hostage Taker. Red Source. Alright, I feel like we're in a good spot since servicing land drops, and we've got our stuff set up here. Telegraph, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm still trying to figure out what it is, but I definitely feel like we are en route to having it happen. Stop it. I wonder if I'm supposed to play the Frilled Mystic there rather than Spell Pierce. There's probably a chance I'm supposed to play Frilled Mystic there rather than Spell Pierce just to get more pressure going on. Under pressure. Bum 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 ba dum bum. Do 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 do. So, worth noting, I feel a little bit bad here if they untap Kaya's Wrath, except they have our friend the basic island here, so they're not going to play a sweeper next turn. God bless them. Deal. Say hello to my little friend. Hope you had a good weekend. I went 10-5 at the GP. Congrats, Pikes. Solid result. What did I do this weekend? I did a whole lot of nothing this weekend. I went to the gym once or twice. It was good. It's a good time overall. Esper not drawing land. Deva more iconic duo, right? Alright, I think I want a couple of Crushing Canopy. Maybe I want a couple of Shocks. I want a couple of Shocks. Kill their stupid thing. Much more risk factor, much more risk factor. Best part about watching the stream for my work after 5 p.m. is no one was here to see me eat an entire rotisserie chicken, so no one can judge me for it. I feel like talking about the lack of coverage is just like beating a dead horse at this point, but it's still sad, right? Like, there were 2 Grand Prix this weekend and we didn't have video coverage of either of them. The story of the 15-year-old kid asking that they'd love a feature match at the Florida GP was just like so heartbreaking. It's like this kid really wants to like get on coverage at a Magic event. There's just like no coverage at the Magic event he goes to. Like to order 4 whole fried chickens and a Coke. Come on now. I'm sure whoever ordered those was super reasonable and got a Diet Coke with it. I want to watch their figure. Yeah, I think that's almost certainly what happened, Garden Variety Troll. That is very, very likely what happened. 2 Diet Cokes so I can pretend it's not just for me. That's the best part about getting Chinese food, is you can tell how fat they think you are by how many cookies they put in your order. Because, like, if you order Chinese food for just you and they put 4 cookies in there with it, they're sending you a message. They're trying to tell you that you bought too much food. I think I just want to pass here, because if I opt and don't hit a blue source, they untap and play Teferi, I'm going to lose the game. So I'd rather not lose the game. It's unfortunate. That card's really good. It's not a blue source, though, so I need to ship it. Yikes. Do we skip Grixis goodies? No, Grixis did what Grixis does best, unfortunately. Oh, no. Audio bug. Audio bug. You can tell it's a long stream day because it's a second audio bug. These people are great. Buy their stuff. These people also great. Buy their stuff. Back to our regularly scheduled Magic Arena. Risk Factor in conjunction with Ionize is probably sweet. We are in match 1, game 3 with Temur Tempo now. Currently, we are fumbling on lands. One of your finest islands, please. God bless us, everyone. Scary Terry? I think this is Scary Terry. It's Terry. Just want to ideally not have to move to hand size. He's probably dead on a scale of 1 to dead, but also kind of okay with that. What does it say about me if I've been sitting at the computer long enough to witness both audio bugs? It's okay. It's okay. It just means you love being a part of Hoaglandia. It's a wonderful place. It's understandable. Oh, they're gonna absorb my Ionize. They're gonna take one of my toys. Alright, here's hoping we draw a land so we can Carnage Tyrant next turn. That is unfortunately not what we wanted for Christmas, chat. Hopefully we draw an island next turn, so that way when my opponent Chemister Insights... So that way when my opponent Chemister Insights, I can Frilled Mystic it and then still hold Stroke up. Changes to Temur Domri. We tried to build with Rekindling Phoenix that someone had submitted, and it was not particularly good. So was not super happy with that. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pass here. And then they're gonna Chemister's Insight, and I'm gonna do this. Then like next turn, if they don't kill this, I get to chart a course. So like Phoenix and Hellkite have matches where they are good in the Temur Domri deck. The problem is that the matches where they tend to be good are matches that are already good for you in my experience, which means they're not really worthwhile additions to the deck. They tend to make matches that are already good better at the cost of making matchups that are hard worse. Great, Wrath me, Daddy. I wonder if Carnage Tyrant has ever enabled Charter Course before. Woof. I think we're dead. I think we've died. Yikes. Yikes. Solidly garbage time. Yeah. And maybe if we could have untapped with the Carnage Tyrant and protected it, we could have been okay there. Alright, the play button doesn't work until I back out and go back in when I disconnect. Sad Dino. CM Mish, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Boo-boo-boo. Okay. Breeding pool noises. Moist. Breeding pool noises are moist. It's just the only way to describe them, really. Been meaning to get into the subs Discord, but I'm scared. Jeff said there was a political dark place, and I've seen The Lion King. I don't want to see what happens where the light doesn't touch. My best piece of advice for any of the subs that pop into the subs Discord is if you're not familiar with Discord's mute functions, is to familiarize yourself with them. Take a look at the plethora of channels that exist, and then mute aggressively for the ones you don't care about. That's good. That's good just generic Discord advice, especially if you're going to join bigger servers. Take a look at everything and figure out what you care about and what you don't. This hand looks great in this matchup until my opponent untaps and plays Niv-Mizzet next turn, and then I just, like, die in a fire. Details how you get into the Discord can be found here. Just gotta link your accounts up and use the integration. Let me just spend 2 cards to make you draw 2 cards and deal 2 damage to me. Temur and Grixis. The wedges people really want to love, but they're just having a bad day, chat. They're having a bad season. Temur and Grixis. I do really think so, like, this is why, like, if you look at, like, the Temur Domri and the Temur Climb decks that I've played, those decks are incredibly proactive, right? So, like, decks like this one that are trying to be more controlling, that can't really apply pressure, just doesn't work in this wedge color in my experience, because your answers just aren't good enough to allow you to be competitive in these other places. You need to be able to end the game, because your answers are often not going to be good enough. Temur and Grixis sitting in a tree. L-O-S-I-N-N-G. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Rolls. It's really sad how that rolls off the tongue, huh? It's really sad how that rolls off the tongue. Poor Temur. He's all alone. There's no one here beside him. Do. Frilled Mystic looks so good in the face of Niv plus Dexes. Yeah. And, like, a tempo deck like this should be exceptional against these kind of spell-based combo decks, but it's just not how it ends up panning out a lot of the time, unfortunately. It's karma for the season of energy decks. Are we in Phoenix Winter in Modern? Listen, we've been in the Faithless Looting Summer for the last 18 months, and no one's cared, so... Yeah, the 2 canopies are the only ways we have to interact with enchantments. The lack of Cindervines is probably a mistake. Hey, Super Jivey. Thanks for the 12 months. I really appreciate that. Have a sword to go with your shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one. Scary Terry. Shocking. Shocking. Looking for another land now. Do. Leave my lootings alone. Don't even have a deck without them. Listen, all I'm gonna say is they're coming for your lootings, chat. That's not even true. I would be very surprised if anything ever happened to Faithless Looting or Mox Opal, okay? Those cards are like the worst kept secret in Modern for a long time now. Everybody knows they shouldn't be there, but they're still there and they're not going anywhere. Faithless Looting is the brainstorm of Modern. It should have been banned a decade ago, but now that ship has sailed and it's too late. You just, like, smile and pretend it's okay. Alright, well, I've got a bunch of Frilled Mystics. All I want is Careful Study printed in Horizons to go full Modern. Don't go full Modern. You never go full Modern, chat. Smile and pretend it's okay could be the name of my autobiography. Yikes. This is the part where they float a bunch of mana and then cast Expansion on my Pteramander while still having a counterspell up. So we're going to cast this for X's 2, probably. I'll cast Frilled Mystic. They'll cast Sinister Sabotage. If they go for the big one, we can Frilled Mystic it easily. Hopefully they just jam it for 5 here. Yep. I think I'm supposed to dive down here because they're very obviously holding Sabotage up. What are they printing cards like Crop Rotation, Rishadan Port, and Maze of Ith into Modern? I mean, fair decks are already kind of bad, so printing more cards that are good against fair decks is probably, you know, whatever. The worst part about this is, like, they still draw 2 cards here because this has 2 targets. So, like, I get to save my Pteramander, but they still drew 2. So, like, I feel like I'm still pretty far behind. I'm gonna turn this into a 5/5 to try and kill them. The part where they play Niv-Mizzet. Yeah, just super dead. I'm gonna take this into the unranked queue real quick here and try and play one more, but I think like what we talked about earlier, where this deck's just not as aggressive as the other Temur decks that I've had success with in this format, and the Temur colors just don't have enough variety of answers to be successful in this format when you're not being aggressive. You need some kind of combo finish or aggressive start. So, like, the Reclamation deck, like we just lost to, is a reasonable one because it's got basically a combo finish in it for when its answers aren't good. The Temur Domery deck gets to run people down. Boog, okay. We do have a bunch of shocks and Lava Coil, so maybe we have a shot here. Maybe. It's a pretty big maybe. Explore or explode. Those are your options. Pick one. We're gonna Lava Coil the Deep Root Elite because it makes their board bigger, which makes it much harder to race them. This one gives Merfolk a counter every time they play another Merfolk. If these ops can find us into more removal spells, we might have a snowball's chance here. Who is this deck preying upon? Your win rate, I think, is the answer. Technically correct to wait a pile until Sabotage resolves for second turn. Yes, yeah, I think that is correct. That's the best answer. Listen, chat, when you submit decks, know that I'm going to be honest and give them a fair shake. But if they're bad, we're going to call a spade, okay? It's going okay for us so far. We're keeping their board clear and we're slowly chipping into them with Pteramander. But, like, thinking about, like, what's going on in this game where we're okay, we're basically a Drake's or a Phoenix deck, right? Like, the reason why we're doing okay so far is because we're kind of just mimicking one of the other decks that's a little bit better. Although Drake's was kind of tough earlier. Hey, Mortifice Rosa, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Can we... This is a little bit awkward here. I've got these sorcery speed charter courses that make me want to tap out to draw my cards, but then, like, I don't have Frilled Mystic up now. And I'm going to get behind because I don't have Frilled Mystic up. I missed it. Why does it matter for the Sabotage result? So the Sabotage, you surveils 1. So, by showing the dive down before the Sabotage resolves, my opponent gains the piece of information that my thing's going to live, which could impact their surveil. We'll do Rosa. This deck felt a little middling. It doesn't feel like it's either... It doesn't feel like it's aggressive enough or interactive enough to be successful in the format. Maybe we can steal one here. Although this attack might even be bad, right? But, like, I feel like I don't really win by turtling up either. Because, like, this Zagana is just going to get bigger and attack through my Pteramander next turn. Way, way bigger. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'm kind of off this one. Yeah, just to say what we've already said as a concise summary for the wrap-up segment for people who are maybe skipping to the end to see if this was worth watching. I don't think this deck seems very good. I think you don't have enough consistent pressure early. The mix of cards that make you want to tap out along with cards that you want to hold up as instant speed things is super, super awkward and doesn't feel like it flows well together. The deck doesn't really put enough pressure on to be able to end games. It doesn't have enough good controlling elements to be able to stay in control of the games. You played off streams. What decks do I like to play for fun? Abzan Hero and Black-White Aristocrats are my two top favorite decks in the standard format right now, with Temur Climb and Temur Domri being like close thirds. We actually played both of those first two decks today, and the Black-White Aristocrat set was actually really good. It's going to be the deck of the day. That's going to be it for me for today, folks. I appreciate everyone watching. For people that didn't check out the exclamation point update command, my schedule is going to be changing a little bit moving forward, so I'm going to be starting about 8 a.m. Monday through Thursday like I have been forever. On Mondays, I'm going to run late like this till about 4 or 5 o'clock. On Tuesday through Thursday, I'm going to be finishing earlier. I'm going to be finishing about 2:30 or so, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. And then Fridays, I'm going to be starting late and ending late. So Friday, I'm not going to be online till about 10 a.m. I'm going to be going till 5 p.m. And all those are cornfield time, as always. And you can always find my current schedule week to week, always updated on my website. Thanks to everyone for the subs and resubs. I'm going to, remember, if you want more from me, check out that website that I mentioned on my YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and give someone else here a host. Is Matthew online yet? He usually goes live about 4. Matthew is online, so I'm going to send all y'all over his way. And everybody have a good one.